That's a shocking start.
Yep, that's it.
Where's Tom?
No!
I hate you.
Let me out of here!
Hello, welcome to Taskmaster. It's the wordy bit at the beginning of the show where I can say whatever the hell I want because most of you still haven't unmuted it from the ads yet. And that's why I'd like to say that I endorse the consumption of breast milk well into teenagehood, maybe even adulthood. Let's start the show. Jockeying for my golden head trophy, which previous winners have described as a burden on baggage allowance, it's Dave Hughes. Emma Holland. Lisa McCune, Takashi Wakasugi, and Tommy Little. Hello! And next to me, it's the guy who told me he thinks that him and Duke Nukem would be boys. It's Tom Cashman. Let's have a prize task, please.
That's right, our first task is a prize task. Each of our contestants have brought in a prize, and the winner of tonight's episode will take home all 5 of those prizes. Tonight, our contestants have been asked to bring in what they consider to be the most frustrating thing to be left on a desert island with.
All right, Emma, what do you got?
A train replacement bus.
So train replacement bus, you're on a desert island and there's that.
Yeah, I imagine you're like hungry, like starving, thirsty, angry. Like what is going to make that situation even more frustrating is...
Okay, so it could have also just been a bus.
No, but it's replacing the train.
Oh, okay. But there is no train because you're on a desert island.
Exactly, that's why the bus is there.
All right, Tommy.
It's my gym membership. Because I think if all I had was that, I'd not only be trapped on a desert island, but every week I'd go, well, that's another $21.
So you're just upset at the inefficiency and how it's affecting your budget.
But also, I can't do literally anything with it. Like, I've got a fob that gives me access to over 100 locations around Australia. And I'm nowhere near any of them.
Okay, it is pretty frustrating because you could use a replacement bus as shelter.
Or you could also use it as a bus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know why we have to use the bus as other things at this point. Have you tried to get shelter under a fob?
No, but Tommy, you could shove that up your arse quite easily.
Okay.
How dare you think I haven't already?
Walker, what about you?
I bought the toilet. Not toilet, the airplane toilet. So you crash in a desert island, the airplane, and you find a toilet. And it is good, you know, oh, you can use the toilet. But airplane toilet, you have to listen the noise.
Oh.
That's frustration, do you think?
To be honest, the noise hasn't really bothered me. You particularly don't like the noise.
Too strong, do you think?
But that sound is only because of the vacuum effect from being at high altitude. If it's just on a desert island, it will make no noise at all. It'll just go like this. So you don't have to worry.
That's another frustration because maybe I might miss the noise.
All right, okay, Dave.
Yes. My object of frustration is a video camera, which I purchased about 15 years ago, and I never worked out how to use it, so I thought I'd bring it in, and so that's why it's here.
But you haven't worked out how to use it, and I reckon the reason why is because you haven't had enough spare time because you're so busy with your job.
Yeah.
You're on a desert island, you've got all the time in the world. I reckon you'd have plenty of time to work it out.
I know, but
which would not be frustrating, it'd be satisfying.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have electricity, so,
It's got a battery.
Yeah, but I would have forgotten to charge it before I came to the island.
So, Lisa, what would you be frustrated at being left on a desert island with?
A book with
very, very small print. I now need glasses to read books, and I figured without my glasses, I'd have a book, I'd have time, and I wouldn't be able to read it.
That's very frustrating.
Really frustrating.
See, what I'm seeing is 150 pages of kindling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or toilet paper.
At least I don't want to ask too personal a question, but wouldn't you just go in the water?
I know, all the time. You know, like if you're fishing there and you see your floater go I mean, there's so many issues with that.
Yeah, but also, if someone rocks up and they find Treasure Island pages covered in shit, that's not a great walk either.
But you're not going to leave it lying around. You bury
Where are you going
it.
to put it?
It's where the treasure comes in.
All right, well, I better hand out some scores. Well, I think one has to go to Emma straight away because you've got a whole replacement bus on the island. You can drive it, as Tommy pointed out, or you could sort of sleep in it. Then I'm going to say 2 points to Waka for the toilet because, again, it can still be useful and he's not going to be annoyed by that noise. Then I go 3 points to Lisa because it's very frustrating not to be able to read the book, but still the pages can have other uses. A flat video camera is very useless. 4 points to Hughesy, but a plastic tag that can't be used for anything at all, extremely frustrating. So 5 points to Tommy Little. OK, Tobber, frustrate me with a recorded task, please.
This next task I didn't like at the start, but then I did like it, but then I didn't like it again at the end.
So scared, always.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Mum.
Oh, it's so nice in here.
What's this? It's a ball, a yellow ball. Okay. Can I open the task?
Yes, please.
Stress out Tom.
You have 7 minutes.
Your time starts now.
Is that stressful?
Kind of.
No, I think you're too heavy.
I think we're going to have to start waxing your ears. This is what we need.
Oh, you've got a pocket knife.
Now, the lake is in front of you, so you just go slow. Yep, that's it.
Together. You're not stressed.
I'm not sure exactly how I feel.
How long do I have?
3 minutes and 10 minutes
All right,
remaining.
go for a run. Go for a run. Thomas!
I have one more plan.
Okay.
I'm holding. Tom, do you trust me?
Kind of.
On the count of 5. 1, 2.
Ooh. It's quite substantial.
You ready?
No? What?
Okay, and...
Oh, my goodness.
So that was the idea.
This is like GTA 4.
Okay, ready?
I'm stressed now.
You're stressed?
And also, I run out my ideas.
Okay.
So we just keep doing.
Okay. 36 seconds.
I'm going to key your car.
It's not my car, it's a hire car.
I'm going to key the hire car.
Oh, no. Are you okay? I'm okay.
I went from tickling to waterboarding.
Are you feeling at all stressed?
Kind of confused.
Okay, drive again.
Hello? Time's up.
Oh, God.
Oh, don't do that. Relax, Tom.
Tom's heart rate is being measured.
Biggest difference between stress and relax. Tom wins.
You have 7 minutes.
Your time starts now.
OK, so, Tommy, I thought the job was to stress him out, not to arouse him.
I think tickling is the most stressful because you can't hit the person because it's seen as a joyous activity.
Yeah.
And so you're laughing, but you're actually choking to get air in. And when I then moved to waterboarding, I noticed, Cashman, you were actually a lot more comfortable because you knew where my hands were and they were out of They were out of tickling distance.
When I started getting waterboarded, my heart rate was 69 BPM, and by the end, 61. Tommy's tickling got me to 104 BPM.
All right, so Lisa, you were thinking it was going to stress him out if he had to drive without being able to see where he could go.
Yeah, originally I wanted to be on the roof, but I wasn't allowed on the roof because I thought if that would add danger and that was a little bit too much for my safety.
My peak heart rate during Lisa's was when you were arguing with the director.
Are you serious?
Lisa was adamant that she get on the roof. And the director and a producer were trying to say no. And during that kind of tension of not knowing what's good, my heart rate got to 100 BPM.
Emma, it was like you were trying to incite fight or flight. You just chased him.
Yeah, it was such a natural instinct on my part. You gave me an opportunity to chase him with a baseball bat and I took it.
Well, what did it do to your BPM?
Emma got me to 140 BPM.
Genius.
So Dave got me to 85 BPM, Lisa got me to 100, Tommy got me to 104, Waka got me to 105, and Emma got me to 140 BPM.
OK, time for a quick ad break here. We're not going to do much other than tickle lesser Tom.
No.
Welcome back to Taskmaster. It's our halfway point of the season.
That's right, and our contestants have just been trying to stress me out. Little did they know my heartbeat was being measured, and now they have to try to relax me. Biggest drop in my heart rate wins. Let's see how much they can lower it. Our contestants face the ultimate challenge, trying to get me to relax.
I think we need to get you lying down.
Okay.
Well, do you want to jump over and take a seat here?
Okay. Please lay down.
Oh, thank you.
You just relax in the sunshine.
We've worked some stuff out with your hair, and that's you know what the thing about that, it's fixable, Tom. But what I'm saying, I really want to get that nose hair now.
You walk in to the rental car office, calm, knowing that the car is fine.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to tickle. I'm promising now. Just loose.
Sorry about that.
About what?
Makes you stress.
Oh.
Now you're free.
I know that this might increase your heart rate, and that's poor by me, but I'm going to do it.
I can feel it.
A woman speaks to you at the front desk. She hands you over a fully working iPad to rate your experience. There's no apps on there except the one you need.
No apps.
Do you want apps on there?
Yeah.
There is Temple Run on the iPad.
I'll be someone else. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Hello.
Oh, who's that?
Lady Fingers. Is it your first time here, big boy?
Yes, it is.
Raindrops. Beautiful. You've got lovely skin, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice.
You're relaxed, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bit ticklish.
You're so sensitive.
On the count of 5. That's not good for the heart, is it?
You said your heart was racing because you'd just been waterboarded and tickled. So let's just forcibly slow that down.
Are you feeling a little bit relaxed? Like,
I think I'm a bit uncomfortable.
oh no, that's not good.
No.
I can see your heartbeat. Do you think?
Hard to see you. The sun's kind of directly in my eyes.
That's stress again. I'm sorry about that.
That's actually quite helpful. Oh.
All right, don't move if you move.
Okay.
You look so stressed again.
We need to work on your personal grooming. It's too late for me.
Yep.
My horse has bolted.
And you know, I give happy endings, and there's nothing more happy than
A little tickle, a little tickle, a little tickle, a little tickle.
Is that it?
Did you have a nice nap?
It's quite an uncomfortable position, actually.
Well, you could have told me that.
I felt like a lot of you started well and then you sabotaged yourselves a little bit. Like, Waka, you were getting Lesser Tom to be very relaxed.
Yeah.
But then you started to massage him and it kind of made it worse.
Massage is good, relax, but he just...
You called me sensitive. I think the correct word is traumatised.
So, Hughesy, you use that well-known relaxing technique of holding pliers very close to someone's face
Yeah, I lost focus on the task at hand and was more focused on making you a better person. So, and I really gripped hard on those nose hairs and they came out and it was satisfying for me. Was it satisfying for you?
Satisfying?
Yeah. Like when you, we all know, when you pull a nose hair out, it hurts and your eyes water, but afterwards there's a,
I felt the first two.
So, Emma, what was your approach?
I think it was like a meditation.
It was a meditation, but also a bit of a role play.
I'd prefer if you didn't call it that.
Well, actually, I think you hit upon something that was very effective that no one else thought up. You left him alone.
That's right, I did. I think I asked you at one point, would it be better if I left? And you said yes.
OK, well, I feel like we need to find out your heart rate.
That's right, and I'm going to give you the difference between the stress and the relaxed times. Dave's reduction was 19 BPM, unsurprising, seeing he just kept pulling hairs out of my head. Tommy, aka Lady Fingers, got my heart rate down 29 BPM. Lisa reduced it 31 with her unsettling massage. Waka's reduction was 41 BPM, but Emma, with her genius method of just leaving me be, reduced it 63 beats per minute. So that means 1 point goes to Dave, 2 to Tommy, 3 to Lisa, 4 to Waka, but Emma wins the task with 5 points. I'll also give you an idea of the episode scores. It's incredibly tight, but Tommy is in the lead with 7 points.
And what about our series score as we near the halfway point of our season?
Well, we've got Dave and Lisa at the back on 54 points apiece, but Emma is in the lead with 73 points at the moment.
OK, give us another one, Schnooky Bear.
We're going back to a time when puberty was all the rage.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Lisa.
It's an iPod here. It's a bit old iPod.
Ooh, iPod.
I'm familiar with what's in front of me. This is the piece of technology which lied to us more than anything else in history. It claimed to have something called anti-skip technology, and it did not work. And you had to sit, if you're on public transport, and you yourself had to be the gyroscope.
I have 2 questions to ask you. What was your favourite slang word when you were 13?
grouse.
Probably cool.
Chillax.
Was,
KY. It means you cannot read air.
What was your favourite musical genre when you were 13 years old?
Music theatre and Spandau Ballet.
Simon and Garfunkel, folk rock.
Hip hop.
Rock and roll, indie rock.
new metal in Linkin Park. Don't do this to me. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Write a song for your 13-year-old self.
Your song must incorporate your just stated slang word.
Musical genre.
Song that reveals most about your 13-year-old self wins.
You have 45 minutes. Your time starts now.
What were you like when you were 13?
That was kind of like discovering boys.
I was the school captain.
Now I think about it, I may have been a narcissist.
I was pimply and awkward and greasy.
Every night my mum would give me bud, which never failed to improve my mood.
Drum set can be anything. It's the most lowest.
Drums are the worst instrument.
Yeah.
Are you aware that the Taskmaster plays drums?
Tom Gleason? Sorry about that.
So we've got to get to the bottom of it, Waka. KY?
K means cookie. Cookie means air. And the Y is yomenai, means cannot read. Cannot read air or situation.
So, like, can't read the room?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so someone just walks into a room, pisses everyone off.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
so
he's KY.
So like Josh Thomas.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to help people at home understand.
I love that he's not here and he's still your least favourite.
All right, it's always exciting to see if we've got any musical talent amongst our bunch. Any early hints, Lesser Tom?
I couldn't possibly say. First up, we're going back to 2008, singing about what's up in the genre of nu metal. It's Emma Holland.
Wait, I don't want to watch this. I was
13 in 2008, and my parents enrolled me in an equestrian course. I didn't really like it, and every girl there eventually got kicked by a horse. Not me though. I wore Crocs to school every day, and I never washed them and they smelled bad. So I put spray deodorant in the soles, and I thought that made me really rad. I had blue streaks in my hair. Global warming made me scared. I had not hit puberty. America did not vote for Mitt Romney. 2008, what a year. The Olympics were in Beijing. So I'd like to say, what's up to those involved in the anti-doping operational stings. 2008, what a year. The Olympics were in Beijing. And I was too dead inside to watch them, but I'm sure the results were really thrilling. What's up?
I truly believe there is nothing worse in this world than being cringe, and I include domestic terrorism in that.
Okay. Was that an easy watch, Emma, for you?
That was the hardest moment of my life.
So, just to be clear, as talented as you seem to be musically, it doesn't really matter. What we're looking for is who reveals the most about their 13-year-old self.
Most revealed about your 13-year-old self wins.
So we're kind of actually looking for revelations. Just first up, 2008, Mitt Romney didn't win because he wasn't on the ticket.
I know.
Yeah, it was Barack Obama versus John McCain, so that wasn't really a revelation. That was a distortion of the truth.
I realised 10 minutes after I recorded it, and I knew you'd bring it up, and I was going to prepare something to say, and I didn't.
Yeah, a bit like Mitt Romney in the debate. I need to know more about this. Every girl I know was kicked by a horse.
Yeah, every girl I knew at horse riding got kicked at some point.
So what were they? You're supposed to walk close to the horse when you walk behind it?
Yeah, and I think they were just being bitches, so...
So everyone you knew got kicked by a horse and deserved it?
Yeah.
All right, so whose sing-song are we getting next?
This next fella is about to go a cappella, singing about KY in the style of indie rock. It's Takashi Wakasugi.
You think you're smart.
No, no.
You think you are perfect.
No, no.
You think you are popular.
No, no.
You think you are different.
No, no.
But you grow. But you change. This world is bigger than you think. You are the KY, you are the KY, you are the KY, you don't know. You are the KY, you are the KY, you are the KY, you will know.
So drums, they're not so easy, are they?
So sorry about that. I respect you now more than anything. I'm very bad at music. But that was a good song, do you think?
Oh, yeah, we definitely got the KY bit in.
Can I ask, do they have KY lube in Japan?
No.
Oh, well, it's off Hughesy's holiday list.
OK, so you certainly mentioned KY. You were being a bit KY deliberately, but I didn't really reveal that much.
Not heaps.
All right, time for an ad break. Now, don't spend the whole time going on about how great you are and how good you would have been at the task. There's no need to be all KY about it. See you soon. Welcome back to the show where we've been having a good old-fashioned sing-along.
That's right, dude. Sorry. Our contestants have been singing songs that reveal the most about their 13-year-old selves. So far, we've learnt that Emma has an equine background and Waka was 13 once. Next up, in the style of the band Spandau Ballet, from when it was cool to be cool, here's Lisa McCune.
Chasing butterflies and watching watching clouds go by. Even though I had a sty, I noticed you. It was in an outdoor air that day. When I looked at you that way, and you sent me off my head, and this is what I said: hold my hand, please. No need to be a tease. I'm a fool who's trying to be cool. Hold my hand, please.
Chasing butterflies. It's a beautiful image of a young Lisa McCune, I felt.
I had a really simple, lovely, you know, teenage years. It was really lovely.
When did you smoke your first cigarette?
15?
Oh, and was that the same for having a drink?
Oh, I think I probably was about 9. But like, yeah, only because you could have...
Put that in the song.
But also, kids, you want to be successful, start drinking at 9.
No, but like not a can of beer or a glass, but it was just a sip, you know, something, you know.
Did you ever get in a scrag fight?
No, I didn't. But there used to be, my house was opposite the park where all the fights were, so I used to take the injured back to my place, to the laundry and clean them up. Yeah.
And she drove them back when she was 11.
But I must admit, you know, I would like to thank you because you've got a background in musical theatre, so it's just good to relax while watching your clip, because compared to the others, it was bloody beautiful.
Thanks, Tom.
OK, so let's hear another tune.
Get ready to unrelax, everyone. Singing about grouse in the style of folk rock, here's Dave Hughes.
I lived in a humble house that I didn't think was grouse. My dad said it was the best place on earth, but I didn't know the worth. Every night my mum always made me put. It would never fail to improve my mood. She'd send me to the shops with ciggies and pads. I'd come back with jubes and fads. A cricketers wanted to be the hero, but I always end up going out for 0. Walking off that quack like a duck. I realize I shouldn't have given up, 'cause now I know the duck was golden, and I know the house was grouse. The house was grouse. Grouse.
How does it feel to watch that?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that work.
He leaned over to me as it was starting and went, I got this.
Well, to be fair, it's got nothing to do with musical quality. It's just about how much you reveal. And in your comedy, you're constantly revealing so many truths, intimate truths about yourself. So I feel like this was right up your alley.
It was right up my alley. And I grew up in a humble house, which I didn't think was grouse. But then eventually I realised it was grouse, and I'm going to cry.
So is there a story in there? Sorry, because I tuned out a bit in the middle. How would you describe the mood the pud put you in?
It was a good mood.
OK, so, I mean, it revealed heaps, which is great, and grouse got a mention. I mean, it's a pretty good result.
Yeah.
OK, in case someone's still watching, do we have another?
Having a chillax in the genre of hip-hop music, it's Tommy Little.
I'm a greasy kid.
Greasy kid.
I'm a greasy kid.
Greasy kid.
I'm a greasy kid.
Just a greasy kid.
I'm a greasy kid. Pimples on my face and braces in their place. Hair was greasy, so school wasn't easy. I'm 13 with no control of my cock. And next year, I'm getting dreadlocks. Sex, well, I've had none, but that doesn't mean that I haven't. Cause in my pants is where I climax. Everybody said, yo, chillax. Sitting on the bus and you're all alone or all by yourself, except for your boner. I'm a greasy kid with in his pants. I'm a greasy kid. And guess what? I'm you. And you're me. And I'm out.
Tommy, I feel like you poured a lot of self-loathing into that.
Yeah. I really thought at the end of that, when I did it live, I'm like, that was pretty good.
Well, I must say, though, it was good to see you being back on brand again with the lyrics, sitting on a bus and you're all alone, all by yourself, except for your boner. I mean, it's the Tommy we've come to know and love. I feel like you actually revealed a lot, though. I was pretty pleased with that. It was a lot of revelation. I guess I've got to give out some scores.
Yes.
This is big.
Husey really wants to know.
All right, was again, music doesn't really matter, so I'm going to give...
would have been nice if it... Yep, anyway.
I agree, it would have been nice if people at home were entertained. But I mean, it would have been helpful just for our careers generally. So I'm going to give 1 to Waka, because I didn't really learn much at all.
OK.
2 to Lisa McCune. We did learn that she used to like chasing butterflies. 3 points to Tommy Little, because we learned he was a greasy kid, and a few other awkward bits and pieces. We learned heaps about Emma. 4 points to Emma, but the most we learned about, in what was arguably the worst song, was Husey with 5 points. OK, time now for an ad break. Go and have a quick pud. You never know, it might improve your mood. Back soon. Welcome back to Taskmaster, where our comedians are playing for an airplane toilet, and if they're lucky enough, the right to never hear Dave Hughes sing again. Find a way to segue to another task, please, Lesser Tom.
Here's a task that if you had a Segway, you could use it to ride to the shops and buy some mugs, which is crazy because this task is about mugs.
Tom,
How are you?
I'm well.
5, something, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Careful.
Sticky.
Get the mugs into the bath at the top of the path.
You may only take 75 steps.
You must be on the path the whole time.
Most unbroken mugs gotten into the bath wins.
You have 13 minutes.
Your time starts now.
OK, sounds kind of simple.
Yep.
They've just got to get the mugs into the bath.
Most mugs into the bath, only unbroken mugs count.
OK, I reckon we just get into some mugs in baths then.
First up, he's got World's Greatest Dad written on a mug and World's Greatest Mug written on his dad. It's Dave Hughes.
Oh, God. No. Is that 2 steps?
That's 2, yep.
How far do you reckon I've gone? That's not a good... I reckon. Sheep, is that... What? I've lost almost all of them already. And I've gone 4 metres, maybe. I don't need this anymore, I've just realised. It's a shocking start. I may tear one of my short hamstrings. This is easy, man. Oh, God. I can just go like this, can't I? Well, let's put them in there.
That's right.
7. Never give up.
Okay.
Husey, if that task was a song, it would sound like the song you just did before.
Yeah, but I won that task, so maybe I'll win this one.
Within a minute, Dave had broken 71% of the mug.
Yeah, I feel like it was a shit effort followed by a shit quote which would be put on the side of a shit mug.
One thing you did nail is counting the mugs. Husey transported 7 mugs successfully to the bar.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
Next, leading us down the garden path is Lisa and Tommy.
Oh, yes!
It's so easy, bro. I'm just going to tape them to myself, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is good.
Whoa.
This is really good, bro. You know how you do some stuff and you're not that proud? This is not one of them. How long?
8 minutes and 14 seconds.
I'm going to have to leave this behind. It's time to start getting really serious.
Okay, you ready? 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, she's breaking up.
I'm the smartest man alive.
Gently, gently, gently. Oh, my God.
How do you feel?
Like a genius?
I've done something wrong, haven't I?
Like what?
Like, I don't know. It's the paranoia setting in. Oh, clever.
So, Lisa, you did a great job carrying all those cups and mugs. Is that because as an actor you've had to do a lot of hospo?
I avoided that mostly, which is good. But, no.
Yeah, take that, other actors.
But I'm happy. I was really happy with the outcome of my mugs.
But hang on, you used the mat that you were standing on. I mean, is that legal?
What?
Dave, don't. That's so unfair.
First of all,
Stay in your lane, you snitch.
Thanks, Tommy.
Snitchy poo's back.
Oh, mate, the snitchy poo.
Is it legal?
Using the map was in accordance with the task. It was also legal.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like that's not the first time you've had to strap stuff to yourself. You were so quick to do it, I feel like you've done it before.
Yeah. I used to take pints from pubs. Like, if we were leaving the pub to go to another pub, I used to put a full pint in my pocket.
You could go out without spilling beer all down your jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should explain it to you, Husey, because you don't drink. By that stage, after you've had a few drinks, you don't give a shit anymore.
If anything, the beer washes the piss away.
Right, so give us the stats.
It's perhaps a bit of a testament to the confidence gap between the genders. Tommy, the smartest man alive, Little, got 29 mugs successfully in the bath. Lisa, I've done something wrong, haven't I, McCune, got 30 out of 30.
There it is. OK, on the topic of mugs and breaks, keep yours fixed on the telly as we take one. We'll be back shortly. To the televisual show formerly known as Taskmaster, which is still known as Taskmaster.
That's right. Currently, our contestants are trying to get as many unbroken mugs into the bath along the garden path. The final 2 mugging for the camera are Emma and Rucker.
And I can use any of these?
If you like.
I need a tape. And I don't know what's that one. This is one step.
What is this? Tom's mug. I'll take the steps so you don't have to.
What? So you can carry my mags to the bath?
If you ask me in the right way.
I'm worried if I use any of that, something bad's gonna happen.
I won't ask you to help.
You won't?
No.
Okay.
With this face, you lying.
I don't trust this system. These are gonna be heavy.
Wait. I can use this. Like I just put mags here and walk together.
Okay, where do I start from? Here?
You've already started.
Oh, I've already started?
Yeah.
From where?
Where you were?
Like, including up there and back?
Yep.
Tom! How many do I have left?
You've taken 23 steps.
There's no way.
Is the bath there?
You've got 12 steps left.
Where's the bath?
5 steps remaining.
I'm not gonna make it.
2 more.
It's impossible.
1 step left.
Now what?
You got 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
To do what?
24 seconds.
I'm so annoyed because this seemed like such a good technique and I've come all this way. There's just nothing I can really do, is there?
Tom, can you carry the cup to the bath, please?
Oh, please? Okay. I'll do it. 10 seconds.
Please. Thank you. Be careful. Kindly, gently. You did. I should trust your poster.
This has made me so sad. I could have made it, I reckon.
You're a great person. I should trust.
Thank you.
Bye, Thomas.
Thanks, Emma.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Hughes's was not the worst.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, this is fascinating. Really, it all came down to trust. So you were the only two to pull up the banner, but also both of you made the mistake of just not pulling the poster up all the way so you could read the part at the bottom.
I just saw his face. I don't want to,
Okay. But then when you did ask him to help, you were just polite. Yeah. And that was just luck.
Because there's no steps there, so like, I can't do anything. And I just ask him.
Yeah, so are you saying that when you got to the end of your steps and you had nothing to lose, you thought you might as well just ask?
Yeah.
Whereas Emma, what the
Emma stood there for the whole 6 minutes.
I'm watching that back and I'm like, oh, that poor girl is really, really stupid.
Okay, so but it all just comes down to the number of mugs.
That's right. Waka managed 11 mugs due to his last-minute politeness. Emma, like the world's shittiest dad, 0 mugs. That means Emma gets 1 point, Dave gets 2, Waka gets 3, Tommy gets 4, but Lisa wins the task with 5 points.
Okay.
In terms of scores for the episode, it's a tight one with Waka at the bottom on 10 points. Tommy only 4 ahead in the lead currently on 14 points.
Okay, take those mugs and the rest of your persons up onto the stage for the final task of the show. All right, teams are back, so we've got the aged team and the better team. Who's reading the task,
The
Cash
team
Boy?
of 3, a.k.a. the better team.
Ride for exactly 111 metres while sketching a sketchy sketch. One of your teammates must be riding, all others must be sketching. You may only sketch whilst pedals are in motion. Closest to 111 metres road wins. However, if your sketch is deemed least sketchy, your difference from 111 metres will be doubled. You have 180 seconds.
You're going to decide something to draw?
Wait.
Okay, A team, who will be riding the bike?
I will ride the bike.
B team, who will be riding the bike?
Si, senor.
Fantastic. Your time starts now.
Can you actually, like, Sometimes you might have to go a little bit slower,
guys
Dave.
ready?
Yep.
Is that 1, 2.
Yep.
That is.
Go a little bit slower. Can you slow down a little bit?
I'm going as slow as I can.
Yep. Oh my God.
How
Okay.
many spins is it done?
I've lost count and I didn't know what it was meant
my
to
God.
be
No,
No,
anyway.
we're going way over, man. You're spinning pretty hard there.
Maybe you focus on your spinning, bro.
You've got to keep moving. You've got to keep moving.
Disqualify them!
Shut up!
2 minutes left.
Oh, Scheichenhausen.
Keep riding,
Way
Dave.
over, man.
What do you mean I'm way over?
way
Have you
over.
seen how slow I'm riding?
Dave, I don't think you're even interested in the hell that I'm going through here. You haven't asked me once.
You know, you've got this. You won 4 gold logies
minute
for
left.
a reason.
For a little
This
bit.
is just so shit.
Hang on, he's spinning like a top.
I thought I needed some more mileage.
Keep going, mate. There's someone chasing you.
30 seconds.
Wow.
Can you slow down? Can you slow down? Do you have time to slow down?
I'm not moving.
He's not moving. Come on, Lisa.
I'm just trying to.
Come on, Lisa.
4.
I think that's
You can do
it's the best we
this.
can do.
1.
Oh my God!
We won.
All right, just when a few cyclists have looked at the TV and thought finally someone's taking us seriously, we'll be back to look at the portraits after the break. Welcome back to Taskmaster. What's going on, Cashman?
Our contestants have just done a live task where our teams sent someone for a ride on a bike of exactly 111 metres, and whilst they did so, the rest of their team sketched a sketchy sketch on a canvas attached to the back of the bike's wheel. Simple stuff. Before I reveal the distances and how close they got to 111 metres, you need to judge whose sketch was the sketchiest. Can we
Okay.
see the sketches?
All right,
That's the better team.
B team, better team. In this case, may not be better.
It's upside down.
Oh. Really? It feels like it looks pretty symmetric in both axes.
No, it's upside down.
Really?
I think that will be the end of what you say
Are you
about it.
silencing a woman?
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe it's a record player.
Let's see the next sketch.
Oh dear.
It says down the bottom, where's Lance? I'm guessing Lance Armstrong. Maybe it's a Tour de France. I feel like the inspiration was right in front of Lisa, which was a bike. So I think there are bicycles all over there.
Oh my God.
And Lance Armstrong was very sketchy. Out of the two of them,
Yes.
I think Lance Armstrong is far more sketchy.
The A team said they were sketching Lance Armstrong injecting steroids whilst riding a bike.
Okay.
The B team said they were going to draw the Earth holding a knife.
The
Oh, so-
eyes. It has like a sketchy look. That's like a smile and 2 eyes, and then he's got a little arm with the knife coming out.
Okay.
He's really upset about global warming.
Okay, so what scores do we allocate?
Well, it came down to who had the sketchiest drawing. So Dave and Lisa rode 76 metres. That's 35 metres short of 111, which was your target. The B team rode 175.2 metres. That's 64 metres over 111.
Yes.
But then after the doubling, you were 128 metres away.
Not bad.
So the A team wins.
Great job.
Okay, so to allocate points, I think I'll go 5-5, 2-2-2.
Okay.
Okay, and who is our winner of the episode?
Michael was in last place with 12 points, and we had Emma with 13, Tommy with 16, Dave with 17, but Lisa wins the episode with 18 points.
Really? I am so genuinely shocked. I'm genuinely shocked.
Congrats, Lisa. Get up on stage and claim your frustrating desert island stuff. Well then, what have we learned? Husey taught us he had a grouse house. And right now, Tom's learning that it's tickle time. See you next week. Good night.
For more Taskmaster, subscribe now.